Good evening, guys. For discussion E, we're discussing longevity. Okay. As defined by Everyday Health Longevity Resource Center, refers to the duration of a person's life. But the page goes far beyond that simple definition. It explores the deeper dimensions of what it means to live not just longer but better. Key concepts of the page: longevity versus health span. Longevity is how long you live. Health span is how well you live during those years, maintaining physical, cognitive, and emotional well-being. Influencing factors. Let's see. Genetics play a role, but lifestyle and choices are pivotal. Habits like regular exercise, plant-rich diets, stress management, quality sleep, and strong social connections are repeatedly emphasized as longevity boosters. Common traits of long-lived individuals. People who live into their 90s and beyond often share traits like low stress levels, non-smoking status, and healthy body weight, all of which reduce chronic disease risks. Lifestyle medicine and preventative care. Experts featured on the page, such as Dr. Samaharan, Mal Ora, and Dr. Justin LeBeau, advocate for lifestyle medicine using nutrition, movement, and mindfulness to prevent, even reverse chronic conditions. Myth busting and cautionary notes. While supplements and gadgets can claim to extend life, this page stresses that they're no substitute for foundational habits like sleep hygiene, physical activity, and managing chronic conditions. Social connection matters. Emotional well-being and cognitive resilience are strongly linked to meaningful relationships and staying socially engaged, especially later in life. Practical takeaways: eat more plants. Diets rich in whole plant-based foods and healthy fats may reduce disease risks. Move daily. Moderate exercise with added strength training and vigorous activity supports cardiovascular and muscular health. Sleep well. A consistent sleep schedule helps regulate hormones and supports brain health. Stay connected. Social bonds reduce stress and promote longevity, especially important for aging populations. Given your work in aging and cognitive health, this page offers a rich evidence-based framework that aligns beautifully with your participatory and culturally responsive approach. If you're interested, we could create a myth busting longevity toolkit tailored for diverse communities, or explore how these principles adapt across cultural contexts. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Longevity as defined by Everyday Health Longevity Resource Center refers to the duration of a person's life, but the page goes beyond that simple definition. It explores the deeper dimensions of what it means to live not just longer, but better. Key concepts from the page: longevity versus lifespan or health span. Longevity is how long you live. Health span is how well you live during those years, maintaining physical and cognitive emotional well-being. Influencing factors. Genetics plays a role, but lifestyle choices are pivotal. Habits like regular exercise, plant-rich diets, stress management, quality sleep, and strong social connections are repeatedly emphasized as longevity boosters. Common traits of long-lived individuals. People who live into their 90s and beyond even share traits like low stress levels, non-smoking status, and healthy body weight, all of which reduce chronic disease risks. Lifestyle medicine and preventative care. Dr. Justin LeBeau advocate for lifestyle medicine using nutrition, movement, and mindfulness to prevent and even reverse chronic conditions. Myth busting and cautionary notes. While supplements and gadgets claim to extend life, the page stresses that they're no substitute for foundational habits like sleep hygiene, physical activity, and managing chronic conditions. Social connection matters. Emotional well-being and cognitive resilience are strongly linked to meaningful relationships and staying socially engaged, especially later in life. Practical takeaways: eat more plants. Diets rich in whole plant-based foods and healthy fats may reduce disease risks. Move daily. Moderate exercise with added strength training and vigorous activity supports cardiovascular and muscular health. Sleep well. A consistent sleep schedule helps regulate hormones and supports brain health. Stay connected. Social bonds reduce stress and promote longevity, especially important for aging populations. Given your work in aging and cognitive health, this page offers a rich, evidence-based framework that aligns beautifully with your participatory and culturally responsive approach. If you're interested, we could co-create a myth-busting longevity toolkit tailored for diverse communities or explore how these principles adapt across culturally contexts. Improving health span, the number of years you live in good health, isn't about chasing longevity through hacks or hype. It's about cultivating sustainable, evidence-based habits that support physical, cognitive, and emotional well-being based on the Everyday Health Longevity Resource Center and broader clinical insight. Here's a framework that aligns beautifully with your participatory, culturally adaptive approach. Foundational pillars of health span. Pillars, why it matters. Practical strategies, nutritional fuels, cellular repair, reduces inflammation, and supports metabolic health. Emphasizes plant-rich diets, whole grain or whole foods, healthy fats, e.g. olive oil, nuts, and fiber. Reduces ultra-processed foods. Movement preserves muscle mass, cardiovascular health, and cognitive function. Daily moderate activity, e.g. walking, dancing, strength training 2 times a week, and balance exercises for fall prevention. Sleep hygiene regulates hormones, supports memory, and reduces chronic disease risks. Maintain a consistent sleep schedule. Limit screen time before bed and create calming sleep environment. Stress management, chronic stress accelerates aging, impairs immune function. Practice mindfulness breathing, exercises, nature exposure, and culturally resonant rituals, e.g. prayer, storytelling, social connection. Strong predictor of emotional resilience and cognitive longevity. Foster integrational relationships, community engagement, and peer support networks. Chronic condition management prevents complications and preserves independence. Regular screenings, medication adherence, and culturally tailored education on conditions like diabetes or hypertension. Cognitive and emotional health span boosters. Lifelong learning stimulates neuroplasticity. Consider community-based workshops or digital literacy programs for older adults. Propose and propose and meaning volunteering, caregiving, or spiritual practices can reinforce identity and emotional well-being. Myth busting, challenge against narratives, and promote positive aging through storytelling and participatory media. Your co-designing toolkits or interventions, we could adapt this framework for diverse communities, layering in cultural values, language access, and community wisdom. Want to explore how these pillars could be visualized or embedded into a caregiver resource or digital outreach campaign. Absolutely. Given your focus on culturally responsive frameworks and holistic well-being, stress management resources should be both evidence-based and adaptable across diverse communities. Here is a curated set of tools and approaches that align with your values and can be integrated into caregiver toolkits, digital outreach, or community programs. Evidence-based stress management resources, mindfulness and meditation platforms. Insight timers, free apps with thousands of guided meditations, including culturally diverse voices and trauma informed practices. UCLA Mindfulness Awareness Research Center offers free guided meditations and courses, some in Spanish, others in other languages. Liberate meditation app designed by and for Black community, centering cultural relevance and healing. Community-based, culturally grounded practices. Healing circles. Global facilitates peer-led circles for emotional support, grief, and resilience. Indigenous Wellness Research Institute offers frameworks rooted in Native traditions, emphasizing relational healing and land-based practices. Asian Mental Health Collective shares culturally specific resources and community stories to reduce stigma and promote healing. Digital tool for caregivers and aging populations. Caregiver Action Network provides stress management tips, peer support, and practical guidance tailored for caregivers. Dementia Friendly USA offers community-based education and engagement strategies to reduce caregiver stress and isolation. Alzheimer's Association Stress Check, interactive tool to assess caregiver stress and connect users to support services. Somatic and expressive therapies. The Center for Mind and Body Medicine offers training and resources on breathwork, movement, and expressive writing for trauma and chronic stress. Art with Impact uses film and storytelling to explore mental health, especially among youth and marginalized groups. Practical takeaways from the longevity page. The document you're working from emphasizes foundational habits like sleep, hygiene, movement, and social connection, all which are deeply intertwined with stress resilience. These can be reframed as culturally adaptive interventions. Eat more plants. Incorporate traditional healing foods and communal cooking. Move daily. Promote culturally resonant movement, e.g., dance, walking, groups, Tai Chi. Sleep well. Address sleep disturbances through education and environmental supports. Stay connected. Build integrational and peer support networks. Would you like help adapting these into a visual toolkit or participatory workshop format? We could co-create a stress resilience module tailored for caregivers, elders, or community health workers. This is such a rich question, especially given your complement to participatory design and cultural responsive care. Reflective stress relief at the community level isn't just about reducing cortisol, it's about fostering connection, agency, and joy. Here is a framework of activities that blend evidence-based practices with cultural adaptability and social cohesion. Community-centered stress relief activities. mind and body practice in group settings, community yoga or Tai Chi, parks or senior centers, breath work and guided meditation circles, especially those led by culturally resonant facilitators, Semitic movement workshops that integrate dance, storytelling, and ancestral rituals, creative expression, cultural arts, art therapy, pop-ups, painting, collage, or textile arts with theme resilience and identity, music and drumming circles, especially powerful in indigenous African and Latinx communities. Storytelling scenarios, intergenerational spaces to share lived experiences, myths, and wisdom, nature-based healing, walking groups in green spaces, builds routine, connection, and cardiovascular health. Community gardening promotes food sovereignty, mindfulness, and integrational collaboration. Outdoor grief rituals or seasonal ceremonies, grounded cultural traditions, and collective healing. Peer support groups and connection, healing circles, safe spaces for emotional processing, often facilitated by trained peers. Okay, guys, so that is it for tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow for shows. For now, Gator Wellness, take care, folks. Have a good evening.